Hi, my name is Levi. I'm an ER nurse and a health coach. Today I am doing a review of the Signos continuous blood glucose monitor. In the next few minutes, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of this system and deliver a verdict. Is it worth it? Right at the start, I need to declare this is not sponsored by Signos or any other company. I have no monetary affiliation with Signos, and I did indeed pay for their services full price. A few months ago, I was feeling a bit tired in the middle of the day, so I decided to check my A1C, and it turns out it was a bit high. Bear in mind that I consider anything over 5 high, and so should you if you consider your health seriously. An increased A1C and blood sugar spikes in general are implicated in heart disease, cancer, dementia, and almost every chronic disease that we know of. So the next natural step for me was to get a glucose monitor to see where I could make some improvements. I landed on Signos simply because of the price, and let's start with that. I paid about $500 for 3 months of service, which includes Dexcom G6 sensors, a transmitter, and access to the app. You can pay a bit less per month in this if you choose the 6-month option, but overall, of course, this is a greater total cost. This is the best price I have found without insurance for access to this technology. I consider this a huge pro and indeed the biggest pro for Signos, so kudos on that. The second pro is the Dexcom G6 itself. This is an easy to use and relatively discreet monitor, but most importantly, it is quite accurate. Obviously, you can calibrate it a bit with a point of care test, but those can also be inaccurate, so it is best to use this type of monitor just to look at trends, which it does really well. There is newer technology out there, namely the G7, which is more accurate. The transmission range on the Dexcom G6 is fantastic. I put my phone on the sidelines during a soccer game I was playing in, and it was able to give data throughout play, which is just outstanding. In addition, the sensor and transmitter are waterproof, so they work if you are going swimming, using the shower, going to the sauna and the cold plunge. I did indeed do all of these things, and it worked flawlessly. Customer service. I put this as a pro for Signos. Simply outstanding. The couple of times I have had issues, they are immediate with helping me solve the problem. There is a great chat function through the app, which I found very easy to use. I want to add that I use the app on a Google Pixel 5, and I had no problems using an older phone. I know that there is now a Pixel 8, and there were no issues for me with connectivity or getting data across. Now for the cons, and there are quite a few. First and foremost, the patented purple stickers that bear the logo of the company. With these private GCM companies, this is kind of the calling card. In the first 10 days, I had to replace mine 2 times, which is simply unacceptable. Yes, I was swimming and using the sauna. However, they are supposed to be designed for this, so this is a big downside. Instead, I ended up ordering just some clear stickers from Amazon, and just one of these lasted the full 10 days of use for each sensor. I had no issues with connectivity while swimming or doing anything, and didn't get ripped off like many people fear. If you are having trouble with a name branded sticker like this or a different company, I would suggest doing a bit of research and finding a reliable, cheap option online. I will put a link down below to the ones I ended up using. The next con is the website. The website really doesn't have a login for current users or one that I could find, so this puts all data and usability squarely on the app itself. For people who like a bigger screen and like to analyze data a bit more thoroughly, this is a downside. Obviously, having access right on your phone is what makes the system really appealing. But for older folks who still like to use a real computer as well, this is definitely a con. In addition, if something happens to your phone, you might still want to be able to see the data, and obviously then you would be up a creek without a paddle. And that brings me to the app itself. This is really what the company is actually selling. The technology to monitor the blood glucose actually belongs to Dexcom, which is a different company. The app gives you real-time access to your blood sugar, updated every 4 minutes. In addition, it functions as a meal logger and analyzes this data to help you lose weight and improve your metabolic health. For me, the app falls into the con category, and let me explain why. The big selling point is that it uses AI to help improve your health. However, I found that it used little data analytics and didn't provide the breakdown that you might expect for something claiming to use AI. Here's what it actually provides: a log of your weight, your average blood glucose, your blood glucose variability, and your fasting blood glucose. I can write a program that gives me more information with Excel in an hour. It is simply not impressive at all. I will add that it does provide some analytics if you add in details about your meal and your exercise. These data are pretty basic, just how much it increases or decreases your blood glucose. I found the meal logger to be okay to use, but it does require you to know the macro breakdown of everything you're eating, which is time consuming. I do like that you can go back and log meals after the fact if you have forgotten to log them, like at the end of the day. However, the exercise logger does not function this way. If you don't hit start right when you are beginning the exercise, then you completely miss it. You cannot go back and add in exercise. In addition, it currently doesn't pair with a heart rate monitor, which is crucial information when looking at healthy blood glucose during exercise. If anyone from Signos is somehow watching this video, please change the exercise logging function so that you can add workouts after the fact. I managed to log about 1/3 of my workouts because I'm a busy individual and I would simply forget to start logging, and you can't go back and add it in after. I imagine that the syncing with heart rate technology is being worked on now, but if it isn't, it should be. The verdict: is it worth it? Well, that depends on what you want to get out of it, but in my opinion, overwhelmingly yes. Here's why. I was hoping to discover why my A1C was so high and how I could help lower it. This gets me there because it is a relatively cheap way to get access to a continuous blood glucose monitor. I can also see in real time how exercise and my diet affects my blood sugar, which is really crazy and interesting. Most importantly, this helps me be aware of my blood sugar and monitor my behaviors accordingly. I cannot overstate this enough. Keeping steady, low blood glucose is paramount for long-term health. If spending $500 or any amount of money helps you live a longer, healthier life, isn't it worth it? And by the way, I will be releasing more episodes all about killing blood sugar spikes with exercise and diet. If you are interested in finding out about that, please hit the subscribe button below to follow along the journey. I have not used other apps for this, so I don't have a good comparison, but I can imagine this app being more useful in several ways, mostly related to data processing and inputting information. For example, linking a heart rate monitor to the app could drastically increase the potential to provide insight into someone's health. Could the app help you lose weight? Absolutely, but not more than a simple meal logger and some basic information about how the body processes blood sugar. Yes, bodies respond slightly differently to food and exercise, but the information that the app provides isn't going to push your weight loss journey any place it wouldn't otherwise go. The simple act of being able to monitor your blood sugar in real time without any specific data analytics is enough for any reasonably intelligent person to be able to lose weight with. Lastly, I want to add in that the subscription itself is timed. I paid for 3 months and I received sensors for 3 months. This makes sense. However, I am not using this to manage diabetes, and the app specifies it should not be used to treat diabetes. I'm using it to learn about myself. In that spirit, I want to be able to put a sensor on for 10 days, which is how long they last, experiment, learn, and then take the sensor off and take a few days off. But I will lose access to the app after 3 months, and so if I take a break, then I can't use the sensors that I paid for, which is not ideal. So I'm going to try and use Dexcom's own app for the G6 for the next month and see how that goes. This means that I could potentially use the sensors over the course of a year, the ones that I've already paid for, and still get that wonderful data, the real-time access to my blood sugar. If you've made it this far, I hope this has provided some answers and information about Signos and maybe blood glucose monitors in general. Please leave any questions down in the comments below and I will try and answer them. If you are interested in subscribing to Signos, I will leave my referral code that I got for signing up down below. It gets you a discount. I know, of course, that this is a cost to invest in, but an investment in your health is the best investment you can make. We'll see you next time.